Good morning. It is like almost 11 a.m. I've just been vegging all day. Yeah, this guy, I don't know if they put those kind of wraps on the windows so they can see out but no one can see in. It looks like someone scratched part of it. Kind of cracked. Yeah, I think it's those special covers. I think that's a good idea then, because like unless you have your lights on at night you can see in, but during the day you can't. But yeah, just kind of weird. I've never seen any van with that stuff on that. I'm like, that's genius. Anyway, so I'm going to the Bosque Trail to go rollerblade. It is 75 degrees, probably a little later than I intended, but I wanted to wait for the balloon traffic to go down, of course. And also hopefully there would be parking, although it's a Thursday and usually the trail gets kind of busy. So it doesn't matter, I'll always find a parking space. It's never full unless they have some kind of race or festival. But yes, now I'm taking the 25 North, which is actually the Pan American. I told my friend Mark, who's coming down here to go drive to South America, which I'm super excited about. I don't know anyone else going down there right now. I don't know if I would ever take Prudence down there. I think she'd just fall apart. Like, I mean, she's a Nissan Titan with a Frontier engine, so it'll be super easy to get parts, but generally like American vehicles are probably more popular down in South America than especially Mexico. So, but yeah, I mean the parts are easy. You can buy pretty much interchangeable parts for Japanese cars, which is why I only have Japanese cars. They're very cheap to maintain, very cheap to fix, and they generally don't break down. So anyway, I do probably need to get new tires at some point, both on my car. Probably on my car I'll do that next week before I head back, because I was hydroplaning a little bit, but I think it was because the road was actually flooded, because I have road huggers and they're not bald, so I think they're still good. But I'll go get the car checked out anyway before I drive back to Houston next week. But yeah, this is the Pan American. The 25 is part of the Pan American Highway. I think the official one. There's kind of a few different routes, but the one that Mark's taking is from Alaska down through Canada, down through Billings, Montana, and then Denver, Albuquerque, San Antonio, El Paso, and then into Mexico. So I'm surprised that he's going to be crossing over in Juarez, because I walked over there. I did a video. I walked across the border with my friend when we were driving my other friend's van across country last year, and my friend needed to go get some gout medication. I'm like, stop eating the rich, wealthy food and your knees won't get all swollen. But anyway, so yeah, so it's like the king's foot. That's what it's called. The gout is basically when you eat really, really, really expensive steaks and lobster and shrimp and stuff, and your body reacts to the enzymes because it's like, that's really wealthy food. Let me just, you know, destroy your life. So yeah, you can't really win. If you eat crap, cheap food, you die. If you eat, you know, wealthy, expensive food, you get gout. So just find the middle ground, just eat kale. No, that's disgusting. Anyway, so I'm going up to Alameda. It's such a beautiful day today. I saw the balloons this morning. I saw probably, I don't know, maybe 20 or 30 of them. But they do the mass ascension. They do, you know, some other events and stuff. But it rained yesterday, so I don't think they were able to go up. I've got to contact my friend who is a pilot for Rainbow Riders and see maybe if I can get a ride up in the balloon. I don't know. I'm kind of tired. I was going to have my friend, he has a friend as well that was a Air Force pilot that flies balloons as well. And anyone can just bring their balloon and go send them up. So anyway, but yeah, so no balloons right now because it's middle of the day, so the wind is not good, but they'll have balloons this evening, which will be really nice. I can see them from the Cracker Barrel, not so much where I parked last night, but if I was in the back of the Cracker Barrel, I can see it much better. So now I'm going to go, let's see, this is Alameda, yeah. I need to go on this road. I only know like basically from the Cracker Barrel to the mountain, the Bosque Trail. I don't really know anything else. There's so much to do in Albuquerque though. You can go to the nuclear science museum, which is really cool, and then they have some really cool airplanes outside that, you know, aren't rusting because it's the desert and it's no humidity. It's like in Tucson. And then they also have like the tramway, which is the longest tramway in the country, maybe the world, I don't know, the longest continuous line, and I think it's one of the last cog railways. So each of the two cars are dependent on each other, so the speed and distance are always the same, which is pretty cool. And then they have obviously the Balloon Festival and the Balloon Fiesta, the museum, the Balloon Museum. They've got really, really good biopark, which I haven't been to yet. Needed to cool down just a little bit for me to walk around the biopark. I'd like it rather to be cold, or go in the morning. For $27, you can get the zoo, the biopark, and the aquarium. And I've never been to the zoo, and I've never been to the aquarium, so I might do that next week. I might treat myself to just a day of going and walking around those places. I'll make videos, of course. And then there's tons of mountain bike trails. It's very, very flat here. Like, it's not, I mean, it's kind of a valley, and there's a dip, and there's some elevation by the tramway, but for the most part you can ride the whole city on a bike, and there's so many bike trails. And the trail that I do is 14 miles long from the one end to the other. I mean, there's more trail either end, but the Bosque Trail specifically is 14 miles, and so I do about 10 to the biopark, and I turn around and come back. So I'm going to try to do 20 miles today. I'm not in a hurry. And then after that I'll go to Planet Fitness, which is also on this road on Alameda, and then I will shower, and I'll go to Starbucks for a little bit. Hopefully the one down here fixed their AC, because their AC wasn't working, so I have to call them. I don't want to drive way out. And then tonight I've got dinner with a friend at some rooftop restaurant. Now I don't drink or anything, so you know, my friends are pretty good about like, hey, you know, I know you don't drink. Well, because I drive my house. I mean, of course I'm not going to drink, and I just don't like alcohol. I never have. And people are like, oh, are you sober? I'm like, no, because sober implies that you're recovering from something. I'm just teetotal, as we say in England. Like, I just drink tea. Like, I just don't like alcohol. I never have. So we're going to go to some place called Voltaire, I think it's called, some rooftop restaurant. About 7:30 p.m. So after my call with my daughter on Zoom, I'll go head over there. I'm not going to stay out too late. I'm going to find out when my friend's coming in to town with the rig, and then I need him to help me with my Sirocco fan, which I think, well, I don't know if I should install it, because it, you know, like, I'm not really in super hot places, but I may have to end up being in the van in Austin throughout the winter. I'm trying to think, because I might get a job out there, I don't know, and they want me to be in Austin. It's remote, and I'm like, well, the whole point of remote is that I'm not anywhere near you guys. So anyway, but here's a balloon museum, which I've never been to. I don't know, I don't really want to go to anything during the festival unless I can get in for free, and I wanted to drive the little golf cart around, but they had too many volunteers apparently. I was like, how can you have too many volunteers? Like, you can have as many volunteers as the volunteers want to volunteer. That's the rule. But anyway, you can see everybody heading over, all the school trips to the balloon fiesta. It's kind of funny, school buses. And then, yeah, there's a big RV park to my left. And then the balloon fiesta park is to my right. So yeah, I'm not about to go in there and pay $20 for parking, even though they let me in for free last time. I did pay $14 for a ticket, but I wasn't actually sure what I was supposed to do with it. There was no directions on where to go or how to get in. So I didn't go into the actual place where all the food stuff is, and all the, you know, where you can see, you know, close up them, you know, inflating balloons and stuff. But there are so many RVs out here. It's crazy. But yeah, I guess, I don't know how the RV parking is. I'm just worried if I were to do it. I mean, I would also go get my car and have both my car and my van if I was like over there, for example. You can see. Anyway, put you back on the holder. If I had both my car and the van at an RV park, then I would be able to go drive the car around and not have to keep taking the van out. But if I just have the van and I go leave, someone will take my spot. So that's the only downside to having a fully contained vehicle, is that you can't just like unhook the back of my van. That would be weird. But anyway, so yeah, so they put all these cones up. In Texas, these would all be knocked down. Some guy would be like, like some guy in some lifted F-350 with truck nuts hanging off the back would be like, I'm hitting every road cone. Yeah, we're not in Texas anymore. But yeah, so I'm gonna go over to the Bosque Trail. They have all different events as well. In addition to the balloons, they've got like a turkey trot or some, you know, some sort of 5K that they do. But there's so many like really cool little like stores and stuff around Albuquerque where you can get decorations for your house. And I want to go back over to Camino 66 and go see what they have, because I want to get a few gifts for some people since it's coming up to Christmas. So they've just got really cool tiles and hanging things and magnets, and I always get the Mexican blankets from there. So I've got a couple of them in my van, which are kind of my social blankets, and then I have like my antisocial blanket, which is like a small one that only fits me, so that way no one else comes on it. But they got Super Mario pumpkins. It's funny, those cannot be real pumpkins, those have to be styrofoam. There's just a lot of quirks. Like, Albuquerque is like San Antonio. Like, it's kind of like keep Austin weird, keep San Antonio lame. San Antonio, this is what Albuquerque reminds me completely of San Antonio. Like, it's got a really great Hispanic population, really great Mexican food and other kinds of restaurants and stuff, and just really chill, nice people, and the weather is great, and there's really good biking trails. Like in San Antonio, you got the Mission Trails where you can ride 20 miles around the 5 missions on the San Antonio River, and it's just real chill, and that's what I think Albuquerque kind of resonates with me. But of course, Santa Fe is where my heart is, but I haven't been up there in like over 2 weeks since the creepy manager was in the Planet Fitness thing. But it's getting a bit cold up there, so I'm not sure if it's snowing yet or anything, because it's raining this week. But I don't think I'll go back to Santa Fe until I go to Angel Fire. And the thing is, the winter starts late here. In Montana, I think the winter's starting now, and I think it ends in like June. But in Angel Fire, they open in May and they close their bike season in October. Now, the sad thing is that the ski resort here in Albuquerque, where the tramway goes up, hasn't had enough snow in so many years that they actually haven't been able to open as a ski resort. So I heard. I don't know. I need to confirm that. But I know Santa Fe Ski Valley, which I didn't even know was even open. I always saw it as abandoned in the summer, and they did open their ski lift, which you saw the video. I went up on that, and the hike was really great. But I would go back. I'd probably do the Namba Lake hike again. That was great. I don't mind boondocking at the ski valley as long as the road isn't icy, and they just repaved the whole road, so it's like really nice, but then people go super fast on it now. No more potholes. But yeah, so Santa Fe is kind of where my heart is. It's kind of in the middle between everything that I love. I don't think I'll get a chance to go up to Red River or any of the other Enchanted Circle areas this winter. I'll have to do it next year. But I think I might just hang in Albuquerque until I have to go back to Texas. So, like full time with the van. So I don't know. But yeah, driving back and forth, it's 2 very long days, but it's not difficult. I mean, I got in yesterday and I had time to get groceries. I didn't work out because it was raining, so that was fine. Yeah, no loss to me. I was like, you know what, I've take a week off from working out, and I did, sorry, I'm hiccuping. I did ice skate in between in Houston for like a couple hours, so that was good. So I did get my fix. But then I have to rest because my hand is still like sharp shooting pains up and down my arm nonstop. So I think it's just the way that it's healing. Like, pain is good. It means that I'm not like paralyzed or anything, but still it's just very, very annoying. And I didn't wear my brace at night the last couple nights, so I need to start wearing the brace at night so that it doesn't move, because I think when it's moving at night and I have my hand under my pillow, under my head, which is kind of how I sleep, I think it's pressing down on where the pin is. So if I wear the brace, it's not going to like cause any aggravation. But anyway, so yeah, so 15 minutes from the Cracker Barrel, and now we're here. So let me go in here. Hopefully this guy will move. It's not really how you do a turn lane, dude. Now you can't see what's behind me. Oh, it's busy. Okay, yeah, lots of people with their bikes. I need to try to get my bike off the back. And then I need to get a new tire on the back. So yeah, see, she's looking out the window, because that's not, you're supposed to go behind me or allow me to go in front of you, so I can see the oncoming cars and you can see the cars behind me. That's how left turn lane works. It's kind of like an opposite thing. Otherwise I can't see the oncoming traffic. Okay, so I'm gonna go over here. I'm on my rollerblades, so I'm gonna try to park in my usual spot. Yeah, there's a spot over there. And nobody stole my bikes when I got my bikes from the airport. So yeah, I was finagling my way to switch the car and the van. I don't think they really care. I don't even need to really say a whole story about it. But I'm just gonna park in this spot here so I can back into the bush. But yeah, I'm basically keeping the same spot the whole time that I'm parking back and forth at that airport. I do have a parking spot in Santa Fe, but there's no way for me to get to the airport. I mean, it's like, I don't know, I could leave the car in Santa Fe, but then I'd have to drive a 100-mile round trip to go get the, yeah, it's like 40 miles or something. So I have to go drive 80-mile round trip to go get the car to drive home and leave the van at my friend's house. And that would actually be more expensive than leaving it for $2 a day at the airport. So plus the convenience, I don't want to have to bother people and, you know, that kind of thing. So I'd much rather be as independent as possible. Okay, so now I'm at the Bosque Trail. This is great. So yeah, so the trail actually connected over here. I used to have to go through the parking lot, but then it connected over there. And I need to throw my bottles away. So I'm gonna go take my trash over right now and throw all my bottles out. And then after I'm done, I'm gonna go dump out my toilet. Hopefully it's not gonna be too busy tonight.